Hello! So this is the first video I talk like this on YouTube. I'm kind of excited and nervous a little bit. I'm just gonna do it. So this video basically is to present myself. I'm gonna be talking more about my journey, especially during PhD. There's a lot to tell, a lot to talk about. I will just talk about myself, my journey of studies briefly, and of course how I came from Morocco to the US. So first, my name is Adla. I'm 33 years old and I moved 2 years ago from Morocco to New York. And guess what? The last city where I was living in Morocco is Ben Guerir. So it's like a joke, from Ben Guerir to New York. Only Moroccan will understand this, but guess what? Also, I was in the best university in Morocco, maybe in Africa. UM6B University. Mohamed VI Polytechnique. Exactement ça. I grew up in this small village not far from Rabat, where we were like 5 siblings. In the city, we only had mid-school, so I had to move to another city for high school. I moved to Rabat and I stayed for 3 years of high school in a boarding school, and I was like more this serious student. كنت معقدة. I was working so hard, I was studying so hard just to be the first every time in my class. And so my goal was to have avoir une très bonne note en bac et bien sûr une très bonne école d'ingénieur. C'était ça l'objectif. That was my goal in life. But it didn't happen because tout simplement j'avais une très bonne note en maths, très bonne note en physique في الباc, l'examen final, mais une matière ماكانش, c'était just right. Je pense que je suis à 13 ou la 11, I don't remember. Donc elle dit que la matière c'était sciences de l'ingénieur. Je sais pas, je comprenais pas, c'était en français, c'était compliqué. Je faisais de mon mieux, mais juste ما تخليش لي راسي. Du coup, j'ai pas pu entrer les classes prépa et j'avais une dépression incroyable. Donc, j'ai dû dire la fac des sciences. Et pour ma filière, c'était sciences et technologies d'électricité, la faculté des sciences et surtout la filière sciences de physique et chimie, je pense, les nuls, ou mal été dur avec l'option. Et parce que voilà, غادي ندير غير les classes prépa école d'ingénieur. C'était ça mon plan. Du coup, applied to nothing. I had no plan B. So when it didn't happen, I had only one option. One last option is to do la faculté des sciences. So I did la faculté des sciences et pour moi c'était I was failure. I was like dépression. J'ai pas pu accepter ça. Mais bon, كان خصني نديرها parce que ما يمكنليش ما نقراش. Et voilà, we don't stop. Donc, ملي مشيت la fac was the first time I see this job, this kind of jobs, which is university professor. So I just was fascinated by this professor, all the professors, and I was like, okay, there is something better than engineer. Just my opinion at the time. There is no job better than the other. This is my opinion now. So I was like, yeah, I want to be the best. I want to do this job. This is it. And you know what? I put that as a goal. And I started, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay here. I don't want to do any école d'ingénieur ni rien. Et I had my bachelor, then master's, then I applied for a PhD. And the PhD was one of the hardest experience, especially in Morocco, because you have no funds. I had this scholarship for 3 years, but it's hard to finish PhD in Morocco in less than 4 if you are the best, I was not, 4 years is really everything is perfect for you. So the journey of PhD, I will talk about it like in one separate video, but it was really hard, a lot of ups and more downs than ups, and either you survive the PhD or you just abandon, you know. 6 months before I finished my PhD, I started applying all around the world because I wanted to do what we call postdoc après le doctorat, juste pour avoir encore plus de publications, de l'expérience in a real lab. I was not really satisfied with the research what I was doing during my PhD, so I wanted to do better and more. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna apply for a postdoc. And since in Morocco we really don't have many options for postdoc, so the only option is to apply abroad. So I was like applying everywhere around the world. I sent emails to professors, I sent messages on LinkedIn, I applied. Even if like I see that this is like too far, my resume is not good enough to apply for this job, I just do it. I just believe in myself and I do it. I was good at that thing. I was just like receiving some feedbacks. They asked me, no, sorry, we're not looking. Some of them, they asked me for my resume and that's it. So I just like abandoned also and just moved on and like I defended my PhD and I started looking for jobs. I was like, you know, I'm just not gonna stay home waiting for things to happen. Traditional way, I printed my resume many times and I took this one day. I was like going to all the private school in Rabat and I put my resume and asked them, do you have any need for adjunct professor or like just part-time professor? I'm here. Here's my resume, please call me. I did that like over 10 schools, like the private engineering schools in Rabat. I applied also to Casablanca, but online. Yeah, and I asked my network to just, if you know a school or university, because the process of hiring in a university is kind of long and official, you know, call for the job, etc. So it takes a long time, but for private, it just like, it's not that complicated. But it's still not easy. So, you know, I got this job at this school of engineering in Casablanca. I started the job. I finished one semester. It was a disaster. No, I'm kidding. It was, you know, some of the classes, they were very bad. But you know, and some of them, they were really good. So I had not the best experience at this school, but it was an experience and I learned a lot. And I like learned how to deal with all kinds of students. Honestly, I'm grateful for this also. After I finished the first semester, I received an email out of nowhere also saying someone recommended you if you're looking like for a postdoc here. And I started my postdoc. It was great. I learned a lot from my mentors. I'm so grateful for this experience. I discovered the research from another angle. I learned not just the technical fundamental side, but also the way and the organization and the discipline to work and explore new ideas. It was really good. So during the postdoc, I received another email out of nowhere asking me if I still look for a job in the US. This email actually I've sent it like I think 1 year or like 9 months to 1 year before I received the response. I said yes, and I had 2 interviews and many meetings before they approved me for the job, and then we started working on the paperwork, the visa process, and it was really smooth, and all of that like was in like 6 to 5 months. And after that I found myself here in New York, starting a new job, new life. Came here like with the reservation of three nights at a hotel room, hoping that I'm gonna find a rent in 3 days. That was very delusional, not realistic, crazy, not responsible. But I had to do that because I didn't have enough money to, you know, to take the hotel for a long time and also to rent the whole apartment for myself. So I had really not much choices, but I was so lucky. I found this app where you can look for roommates, etc. And I was so lucky to find this girl. She was renting a room in her apartment, and just like we clicked like the same moment. It was like good energy. I had a good feeling about it. And she's my best friend now after 2 years. And yeah, I was like, I found the rent and I stayed with her like for 3 months, and I had to move because I found a good deal not far from my work. But we're still friends and I'm so grateful for her. Yeah, so life in New York is so hard. Honestly, it's not easy. First, you're far from your family, you miss them, and Morocco and New York is really too far. And also, you need to work hard because they brought you from Morocco to here, so you need to work and prove that they made a good decision. But it's great, you know, it's great. It's like a movie. My life is literally like a movie. A lot of things happen, and we're just trying to learn from others, learn more to develop mind, work out to enhance our physical health and also mental health. You know, trying to be the best version of myself and trying to be here in this life for a reason. Whenever I meet any person, we start to have conversation that start, you know, to just keep something, like just provide something to this person. A smile, good energy, like just say something nice, just be nice. And I think this is one of the pillars of happiness, is when you reflect your pure soul to actions that would help people to feel good about themselves. C'est gratuit. Donc voilà. I hope I was خفيفة ظريفة. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. What you think of this video. I hope you learned something today and what you need me to talk about for my next videos. I'll be so happy to share my experience. I have a lot to share with you guys. Trust me. Bye bye!